Tell me about what happened with Terry Gross.
Oh, Terry Gross. I didn't like her then. I don't like her now. And why pretend?
Tell me about what happened with Terry Gross.
Oh, Terry Gross. The NPR. I remember a long time ago, it was in the swirl of KISS was in a peculiar time. And we still have had the sort of the dark shadow of, are you cannibals, are you Nazis, or, this kind of thing. Yeah, that's what I want to do, is join the Nazi party after my mother survived Nazi Germany. So I had a defense button when I met somebody who was not being respectful. You have to give as good as you get. And I remember Gross, I went to this dusty old place, uptown New York, and she, I think the gender is she, I'm being respectful here, I don't know, said, yeah, walk over here, and there's lots of books, in that way it's very impressive. So tell me about the KISS. I'm going, the KISS? I go, well, tell me about the NPR, which sounds like a communicable disease. She goes, well, you can't say that about NPR. Fuck yeah, I can. Who listens to your stuff anyway? I mean, she was not an agreeable person. And I think you noticed by now, I'm pretty upfront. I didn't like her then, I don't like her now, and why pretend? So when you're not rage, when your button is pushed, you push back. There is something called holier than thou, and I found her holier than thou. By the way, if you want to quote the existential philosophers, Nietzsche, Kierkegaard, Kant, I'll go toe-to-toe with you. You want to get religious on me? Psalm and verse, I'll go with you. I'll beat you. Science, anthropology, whatever you want to talk about. But you can't, it's difficult to push back on somebody who just has the feeling that the life form that just walked into their space is lower than them, because it's based on nothing. And that, my dear, does not work with me.
Okay.
In essence, in parentheses, who the fuck do you think you are?
All right. Last two questions.
I never touched her.
Who do people think you are? Who do they think Gene Simmons is?
I would say there are some, could be a large number, could not, who think I'm an asshole. In fact, I named my second solo album Asshole, which is I thought was akin to black people taking possession of the N-word, and fat people, overweight people, obese people, taking possession of that so that you lessen the impact of that. I'm okay with being labeled or thought of as an asshole because I know who I am. And there are other people who think you only do this for money. And my response is, of course. Why am I not salt of the earth when almost all the jobs on the face of the planet are performed by people who don't like the job they have, and the only reason they're doing that is to be able to earn money to feed their families and put a roof over their head. Only for money. Nobody wants to dig ditches on the highway. Or the building we're in, somebody had to put up. They do that every day. They go to work at the same thing every day, 9 to 5, 5 days a week. Join the union or not, and break their backs and never get rich, just to be able to, it's the salt of the earth. Why can't I be salt of the fact that I make more money, but I also give to philanthropy, and by the way, it's none of your fucking business who or what or where. I'm not trying to impress you or not. I know who I am. And maybe that's the best thing to do in life, is to just be comfortable in your own skin, because not everybody likes Jesus either.
And who are you, for real?
I was born Chaim Witz, a name given to me, but I'm much bigger than that. I'm really something, and I would recommend everybody to be delusional that way about themselves, because whether you are that or not, your brain helps you get there by being delusional about it. Take Mike Tyson, who I know reasonably well, a fascinating human being. I mean, really exceptional. You have to consider that at some point early on in life, he had a bad childhood, bad family life and all that. If it wasn't for Gus raising him and D'Amato and instilling in him and all that, he was shorter than heavyweights. His arms weren't as long as heavyweights. He talks with an interesting voice and has some problem pronouncing certain words, so he's the butt of jokes and everything. Except he decided at some point in his life, early on, before he turned 20, 18, 19, that he was going to be the most dangerous man that ever stepped in the ring. Mindset is the most important thing, regardless. There's no such word as irregardless. Regardless, you're saying there is?
No, I'm saying that's a pet peeve of mine, and thank you for clearing it up.
Double negative.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's irrespective and regardless combined by mistake.
No such thing. It's regardless of the fact that there was no logic, almost delusional, in saying, oh yeah, I'm going to be the most dangerous man. I'm going to knock out people in 5 seconds. That's exactly what he did. There's such a thing as will to live, will to win. It's the will. Mindset is everything. So I recommend to everybody, be more delusional. Every female that ever put on a stiletto heels or anything, you are hot. You ever wonder how larger black girls have no problem shaking it, showing it off, whereas white girls are concerned if there's 5 more pounds of stuff. What do black girls have that white girls don't have? Strong sense of self. It's what it's all about. And the more they have of that feeling, the sexier they are. You make it real by your mindset. Never pick a fight with a short guy who is smaller than you and lighter than you, who just has the your ass is mine. Don't pick a fight with that guy, because it doesn't matter if you're going to win. You're going to get hurt. Yeah, so it's the will to win is everything. And that's what I have buckets full of. I know. It continues on. I'm more ravenous and hungry to do stuff and achieve more than I've ever been. And I've done pretty well so far.